and I believe in you. I believe in the simple things and everything you do. I believe in the heavens above, and I believe in truth. I believe in the love we have, because I believe in you. So tell me, do you feel the way that I feel? Then tell me, would you give what I'm willing to give? And I believe in honesty, and I believe it's true. And I believe if you set it free, it will come back to you. And I believe that things were meant to really be. And I believe in the love we have, because I believe in you.
And hello, welcome to Counter Kickers.
Cynthia.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Good. Well, hi everybody, and thank you so much for joining us. We have one of my favorite guests of all time with us, and we're going to get to him in a second. I just want to make sure that I have him. Are you there?
You have your player muted?
Yeah, you know what? I'm getting feedback.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Let's see. Let's see if this helps. Okay, does that help? Oh, nope. Okay, Vinny.
Do you have the UCY page open? Scroll to the top and see if the player's turned off there.
Yeah, I'm looking, and it looks like it is.
Okay. Well, I wonder, let me pop the chat and see if everybody can hear it over there. So continue on in the meantime.
I actually, since I have you, I don't even have to be on UCY TV. I just won't be able to see the chat.
Well, drop it off right now. Let's see if that works.
Alrighty. Hang on there with us, folks, for just 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm still...
Do you have headsets on, dear?
Yeah, I do.
Well, anybody in chat? Hello. Can you hear me? Hear me?
Don't do that, Vinny. It's bad enough already.
So, hey, I've been working on my new show I'm going to be launching after the first of the year. And I got stage 1 done. I got the bumper cut. A fella up in Canada got it for me. And I'm going to grab his SoundCloud link and bring it back for everybody here in just a minute.
Well, that's great. So what are they saying here in chat now? Or is there, like, feedback again and all that stuff?
Nobody said nothing.
Okay.
Hey, wake up.
So
hey, let's see. Oh, you know what? I'll have to unplug. Hey, mute up. Let me go ahead and play this, and we'll. Yeah, they said echo still, so I'm not going to play. Don't want to play it. Dadgummit. I wonder if it's me. I'm going to hang up, and you can add me back. How about that?
Before you do that, I just want to make sure we have our guest with us. Jerry, are you there?
I think so.
There you are. Now, why? I don't have an echo with Jerry.
Okay, I'm going to hang up, and if that, you can add me back in a minute.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, bye.
Hey, Jerry, how's it going?
Oh, great. How are you doing?
Good. Okay,
Is that loud enough for you?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. I'm getting feedback on myself, and I'm not getting feedback on you. Are you getting an echo, Jerry?
No, not at all.
okay. Hopefully our listeners are. And just us here at the station. So I'm just going to try, and it must be me. I'm guessing it is. I'm going to go ahead and try and call Vinny back. We can do something about this. 1 second, everybody. So I'm really, really excited about Jerry's amazing. I had him on before earlier. You guys all were all over me, you know, saying get him back, bring him back, all that stuff. So I'm just trying to get Vincent back, and let's see if we got him back yet. Are you there, Vincent?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, good. But I'm still getting my own echo. Are you Vinny? Vinny. Did we lose Vinny? We may have lost Vinny. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm just going to move forward through this and ignore my own echo, and hopefully you guys don't hear an echo. Jerry doesn't hear an echo. Just want to do the disclaimer that this is a show about information, and in no way, shape, or form are we telling you how to treat yourself or try to be your doctor or how to make your own decisions. This is just, my opinion does not reflect UCY Radio or the station itself. The show is only about sharing information and putting the information out there so everyone can make their own informed decisions, and always, you know, want to always refer to the healthcare practitioner. So we got the legal stuff out of the way. And now I just want to say some thank yous out there, some really great people. Thank you all so much for your prayers for my mother, who, as you all know, is in intensive care in the hospital. She's doing better. She's not so great today, so more prayers. And thank you to out there. It's become one of my favorite places now. Hello to Raphael over at Jack's Pawn Shop. These guys are great. And Pedro, how's it going, Pedro? Raphael. Hopefully Raphael didn't get another tattoo since the last time I saw him. These guys are great over there. You guys really need to go visit them. They're incredible. They're so interesting because you walk in there and these are the most intimidating Hispanic men you've ever seen in your life. They're gigantic, like 7 feet tall. And then once you talk to them about like the hearts of gold, which, you know, why they got such big human beings, because they're huge heart and just such great people. And also want to say, I hope Becky Haynes is around. I don't see her in chat. Becky, I think you're there. And Lisa Smith. And thank you again to Bernie McGranahan, who's been so supportive and wonderful. Thank you. And also to Ian Kaplan, Reverend Lynn, thank you guys for your support. Thank you all so much for your prayers and all of the incredible feedback I've gotten from Facebook. And I do want to once again dedicate this show to my mother, who, like I said, is in the hospital and, you know, doing her best to heal and repair. Also to Carol Miller, who's just been such an extraordinary friend to this horrible place. And all of this is going to make sense because pretty soon I'm going to put Jerry in the hot seat and ask him why this was a horrible time for me. And other Virgos are playing too, Jerry, so I want to put that out there. But, no, so anyway, once again, thank you all so much, and thank you for the support for this show. Sandy White, thank you, always there. So wonderful.
Hey, Cynthia.
Sound like, again, I know.
Hey, Cynthia.
I know I sound like I'm...
Hey.
Oh, wait, Vinny, are you there now?
Yes. Gary, it appears that you have your player going is our problem, and we're not getting nothing except for double. Gary, are you on a speakerphone, or do you have your computer on? And
I'm doing this through Skype. I'm on Skype.
Okay. Do you have external speakers?
I'm just using the speaker in the computer.
You have a headset. That's where our sound's coming back to. Is your end? It looks like.
Oh, really? Well, let me go out and I have to get a headset. I'll be right back. Give me about a minute.
Okay, go ahead and mute your
your
computer there on your end. Would you on your mic?
So
Please, sir. Okay, looks like he has muted up now.
Vinny, you're a genius.
Maybe.
Yes.
I don't see anything coming from his, but I'm sorry, I believe I have my player still going, da-da-da. Sorry about that. Okay, that has fixed the problem.
Yeah, I am not, I'm not hearing the echo now.
Okay, super.
Vincent, my darling husband, my web husband, Future.
Yes.
This is why I'm marrying you, because you're brilliant and a genius, and thank you so much. And that actually was my error. I forgot to tell Jerry to mute up and all that stuff. So
yeah, and have headsets. But it only took me 10 minutes. Hey, why don't we take a minute and do you mind if I play this intro? It's 2 minutes.
Absolutely, go for it. Let's hear it.
Okay, mute up, and I'm going to plug in these speakers right here.
Now you want me? Okay,
yeah, mute yours so it doesn't come back through. I'm fixing to jam it out. Okay, you ready?
Mute my what?
Your mic over there. Hover above, on Skype right there. You've got a microphone that you can put your mouse over. Click that, and that mutes you right there.
Okay, let's see. I don't see a microphone, darling.
Are you in Skype right there? You'll have to move your mouse around. Look, move your mouse down to the bottom beneath UCY Radio and our guest Jerry and your name right there. And do you not see where there's a camera and a microphone and a plus sign? Where are you hanging up at?
There's the mic.
Yeah.
I'm going to mute that.
Mouse over that and mute up. And look, I'm going to play this. 2 minutes, okay? Ready? I guess so. Here we go.
You get up and howl about America and democracy. There is no America. There is no democracy. We no longer live in a world of nations and ideologies. The world is a college of corporations, inexorably determined by the immutable bylaws of business. The world is a business. And I have chosen you to fix this adventure.
I'm sorry. I don't want to be here. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world there's room for everyone. The good earth is rich. It can provide for everyone. The way of life, free, beautiful. We have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls. It's barricaded the world with hate. It's stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed. We have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical. Our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much, feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent. All will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness of men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women, and children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. For those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people, and so long as men die, liberty will never perish.
Hey, so how about that? Is that cool or what?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we're back, and let me unplug here. Okay, go ahead.
Now, I've got echo again, Vinny. No, I
Okay,
don't.
just for
No,
a second.
I'm okay now.
Yeah, that was me unplugging.
Okay,
So-
Jerry, do we have you?
I think so.
Oh, there
Oh.
you are, Jerry.
All right, that's great.
Okay.
Nope. I'm sorry. Echo.
So, are we okay, Vin?
No.
We're not okay. But we do have Jerry.
Yeah, with an echo.
Okay.
I'm using my Mac with the headset on, the phone headset in the headset jack. That's all. You want me to take out the phone headset and just use the computer, the MacBook?
We did seem to have an echo there. Yeah, we do. Do we?
I'll pull out this thing and see if it works.
Okay, let's see. I still got an echo on myself.
Yeah. Well, doggone it.
We could always just do this in the next lifetime.
Listen, I'll tell you what, since we've burned about 15 minutes up, why don't you call in? Jay Cynthia, this is going to be your first test. Call in, Jerry, at 718-717-8296. Jay Cynthia, do not click answer, but at the bottom right, there'll be a little button right there that says add to call. So this is how you add calls. So let's go ahead and do that, okay?
Okay, Vin, but I don't know which site I'm supposed to be on to let him call in. I'm over here on UCY TV.
Okay. I'll tell you what we can do is, why don't we all drop off? Let me host the call. Let me add you in. Jerry, can you call in by phone?
Give me the number. I can't call in by phone. I have to call in by Skype.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That won't work because we already have the phone lines to you, Jay Cynthia. Yeah, just go ahead and hang up and call Jay Cynthia. Go to your Skype page. Hold on, Jerry.
Jerry's saying that he cannot call in.
Oh, he said he cannot?
I can call in on Skype.
Okay, well.
Oh, he can call in the phone number on Skype.
Is that correct?
That's right. What's the number again?
It is 718-717-8296.
Okay, I'll do that right now.
Okay, now hold on just a minute. Now listen, Jay Cynthia, you go to Skype, and when it pops up, when the phone is ringing, do not click answer. But in the bottom right corner of that little pop-up, you'll see something that says add to call, and click that. If you do it wrong, it'll dump us, and we'll go on hold. So if that happens, just hang up, re-add the network, me, and then we'll try again if
you guys, folks, I'm so sorry about this. I don't understand what the technical thing is. It's been smooth for the past couple of weeks, and I don't know why we're having this problem. Thank you so much for hanging in there.
Thanks, you guys. Okay, let's try that. Okay, you ready, Jay Cynthia?
Yeah.
I'm going to
All right,
hang
you
up.
ready, Jerry?
I'm going to hang up first, right, from the Skype?
Yes,
and then...
yes, sir. Hang up and then call back in.
Okay.
Poor Jerry. Are you there, Vince?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, it is Jerry. I'm so sorry because now I'm not having feedback now.
Yeah, it's coming from his end.
Wow.
Hey, listen, big super shout out to the man that made that, DJ Doom. And you can find him on Speaker at speaker.com show, or that's /show/DJ not dot. I did that all wrong. / what I meant back there. But DJ-Doom on Speaker. Check it out. That's a cool intro. What'd you think about it, Jay Cynthia?
Is that the intro for your new show that you're working on?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah, that's
pretty interesting.
That's the first stage. Okay, I got first stage done. So I only have, let's see, another 20. That's only 2 minutes. So 27 hours and 58 minutes left to go.
Okay, Jerry's calling in, and I do not hit answer. I had add to group, right?
Yeah, down there on the bottom right.
Got it.
Okay, super.
Hey, Jerry, do we have you? Jerry?
You hear me?
Yeah?
There we go.
Yeah. Oh, no, we've got feedback again, do we? Maybe not.
Hello, hello?
Okay, now I'm not
Hello.
hearing feedback.
Okay, sounds good. I'm going to mute up, and it's all yours.
Well, pipe in anytime you want, because I'm going to pick on you, darling.
Okay, you pick away. Love, love.
Love, love. So you can hear me okay, right, Jerry?
Yes.
Okay, you're very faint, but let me do something here. I'm just going to turn up my earphones a bit so I can hear you a little bit better, and we can get on to this. I've been trying to get Jerry on forever, because the last time I had him on the show, you guys were all like, oh, he was fantastic, he was so much fun and so informative, and I felt like we just barely got started because he's such a wealth of information. So I called Jerry the Killer Astrologer and met him at a party a while ago, and he blew me away, started just doing my reading right there. But he's not just an astrologer. He also, and Jerry, I'm going to let you jump in here because I don't want to pronounce it wrong, but there is another therapy that you do, and will you tell us about that?
Sure, why not? Yeah, I do a work, I study with some brilliant doctors that are kind of off the grid, and I do a work called somatic experiencing, which was developed by Dr. Peter Levine. And if you go on YouTube, you can watch him speak, Dr. Peter Levine, and his books are generally in the top 5 or 10 of if you go to Amazon.com, they'll be under PTSD or post-traumatic stress disorder. So Peter, by studying animals in nature and how they innately have the capability to recover from life-threatening events, they automatically do recover from these perceived life-threatening experiences, because in the wild, animals are attacked and compromised on a moment-to-moment basis. You see birds, they freeze, and then they go back to eating, and then they freeze, and then they go back to eating.
Right.
So that freeze is a bracing in preparation for escape of the predator, because they could be killed at any moment, animals in the wild. So they have this built-in ability to prepare to escape and then escape. But if they can't escape, if they're cornered and they're eaten or they're trapped, then their nervous system responds by releasing a huge amount of energy to survive the attack, the energy that you'd use to run for your life. Now, if they're cornered and they can't run for their life, then that energy collapses into the nervous system, and they experience what's called fright paralysis. And in the state of fright paralysis, we have no options. We're just going to be there and be somewhat out of our body while the body is eaten, and then we'll go on to our next whatever. So it happens to humans too. So people throughout their lives generally have experienced this experience of being in a situation that they couldn't escape from, where they feel extremely threatened. And what happens is the body releases all the hormones to run for your life. The body goes into a state of paralysis. They disconnect from the body. And if what happens in herd animals is they will surround a fallen animal if it survives the attack. And in that surrounding and protecting the animal that's collapsed and in the state of fright paralysis will shake and convulse and tremble, and it will discharge that survival energy that's still bound up in the nervous system, and it will return back into its body. So what happens when people are attacked, if they're in combat, if they're beaten as children, angry parents, raped, abandoned at birth, whatever, they have a level of what's called tonic immobility or fright paralysis in the nervous system. And so what they continue to do is to attract situations to themselves that they don't want, because they will reenact the trauma in an attempt to release it from their nervous systems, but they continue to attract the same type of predatory people to themselves, or the same type of frustrating situations, or emotional abandonment to themselves. So this work is about working with an individual who has that level of undischarged escape response in the nervous system, and allowing that person's body to discharge that huge survival energy in the therapeutic session. So I've been doing that with the world's expert, and Peter Levine was one of my dearest friends, and been trained in 2000. So I know how to do that, as well as the astrology, which kind of is a nice little package. Because with the astrology, I can see exactly what's happening in that person and what kind of conditions are happening in their life at this moment. And usually when people find me or come to me, those positive healing release aspects are in their horoscope, so I can recognize that immediately. A lot of people are sent to me the moment they have that in their chart, and I can see it in their chart, and it just makes me laugh because I can see, well, they're supposed to meet me. They're supposed to get rid of their chart. Sometimes it's so precise. Like something will be happening in their horoscope that happens once in their life, and it only happens on that day, and that's the day that I'm talking with that person. So it's really a joke for me to watch this stuff.
I know. Now, we had this, this burns me up. We had this discussion a little bit before, and, I'm still struggling with this whole destiny, no choice thing. And because even Jerry, and you guys, I got to tell you, Jerry is great. He cracks me up. He's so funny. He loves to bust me because, sometimes I go to these public astrologers, you know what I mean? And it's really a blanket, and Jerry blankets a forecast for, say, all Virgos. And Jerry is so wonderful. He's constantly like, no, it's complete individualized. It's only about the individual. You got it. It's much more complicated than that. And he's always busting me on that. But yet I still go sometimes, to those different sites to see what the heck is going on. And, there's been times, even in this gross generality, Jerry, of, and I won't mention any names, but I know you know who I'm talking about, these different individuals and these public astrologers. And it's exact. Even in a gross, general, Virgo month, sort of way, something will happen, as you were saying, on that day. And I'm like, this is uncanny. This is ridiculous. Because this has never happened to me before, good or bad, even a little strange coincidence, whatever. And it's happening today, and they said it would. And so it's just, it's so bizarre to me, but once again, how do we have a choice, and how are we not locked in and prisoner to our destiny, because you're already seeing it in our chart. So it's like, how do we have a chance to vary from that if it's already like written in stone in a sense, and it's written in stone that these people come to you and then they do, and where is their choice and freedom in that? And you try to explain it to me, and I'm a blockhead. I'm still not getting it.
I wouldn't call it written in stone. I really wouldn't say that. Because they could come to me, and if I didn't know astrology, it wouldn't make any difference that they came to me, right?
It would.
I mean, I wouldn't know what to say to them. If I didn't know astrology, I wouldn't be able to identify their circumstances.
Right. So it would be written somewhere.
What?
Wouldn't it be written somewhere, even if you weren't an astrologer, another astrologer who does know how to read that sort of forecast could have talked about it, so it's like written down somewhere.
Life is not, there's free will, and then there's lessons, right? So we're all going to have lessons, and each one of us has individual lessons that we're learning. I don't have the same lessons that you have. But the horoscope will define what the lessons are that we're learning and how we deal with that circumstance.
Right.
So it is individualized, and it's not like, it's like the universe operates on the law of cause and effect. So whatever you've created in the past, whatever you've put out in the past, that's what's in your face right now. So the only time you have to deal with it is now.
Right.
And you're going to learn the lesson one way or another. I find it's easier to learn the lesson if you actually know what the lesson is, and the astrology can define that very clearly for you.
Right. So gotcha.
The gift of understanding. You see, understanding is a very valuable thing. Because if we don't understand what it means to be a human being, then we just might end up acting like an animal,
Right. Well, that's awesome. I would love to hear, what is the understanding of being a human being according to Lord and Mighty Jerry, who I love and adore.
Believes it's not that, okay? I'm just like you. I'm a human being, and we're on this opportunity of being a human being because it's a limited opportunity, right? It's for a limited time only.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know quite what to say to you. Maybe if you had a more specific question, I could answer it.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I'm sorry about that. I would love to hear what your philosophy or your point of view is on, what it is to be a human being. As you know, Jerry, and of course, poor Vince knows, I'm a huge Abraham Hicks fan and have been studying with him forever. And they have a very different take on what, right now, even what's considered to be high spirituality, general thought of being a human being is. They have a very different take on it. And I love to hear all the different points of views of, like, what is it right now to be a human being?
Well, I don't think ever now than it's no different now than it's ever been to be a human being. The question is this, is like, who am I? That's the question.
Right.
Because animals don't ask that question, and they don't get the answer to that, because animals know, like a dog knows it's a dog. It's not trying to be something else, right?
Right.
I mean, a pig knows it's a pig. It wants to, lay around in the mud. That's good because it's a pig. It's supposed to be a pig. But human beings have this extraordinary capability of being other than a human being. And the word human actually comes from the root word hu, which means divine. So actually we are divine beings. Wow. And that's who we are. But what is that about ourselves that's divine? That's the question.
Right.
Because the answer to the human being situation is what Socrates said was know thyself.
Yes.
So what is the self? If you don't know yourself, then that's kind of the big kind of prerequisite for being a human being is to know who you are.
Exactly. I love that.
Yeah, most people think that they're their body, they think that they're thoughts, they think that they're their community, they think that they're their family. And these are all temporary circumstances. They're not any of that. You're
right.
Not your thoughts, you're not your body, you're not your family, you're not your history, you're not your past. So the question is, who am I? So really, that's the question that's on the table for human beings.
And so, I'm sorry. Keep going.
You keep going.
Well, I just wanted you to repeat that one more time just because I loved it so much. So you said that human is really you. Hey, Vin, I'm getting feedback again.
Yeah. Anyway, but I can, I'm not the expert on this subject. I know the expert on this subject. I'm pretty good with astrology, but I'm not the expert on the subject of, of the divine. But I know where you can go to find the answer to that question of who am I. I'll give you a website, and you can go there and find it if you want.
Let's hear it.
It's called Words of Peace Global, WOPG.org. O-R-G, Words of Peace Global, and there you'll find the expert on how to become a human being.
Jerry, so let me ask you real quick, are you hearing an echo from me right now?
It sounds a little blurry. I wouldn't call it an echo.
Okay.
It's a little stutter coming in from your end, Cynthia, but carry on. I don't know what it is. You didn't do anything different.
Yeah.
So I think it's mostly okay. We'll go ahead and carry on. Looks like I have this Words of Peace .org, and I'm going to grab that link and I will attach it to the post.
Words of Peace Global.
Okay, it might be on. Sorry, there's something that's popped up on there. Okay, Words of Peace Global. Yeah, that's it.
What's your porn site?
No. And you're on Facebook. You're on Facebook, Jerry. Is that correct? Words of Peace Global also?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So, look, I'm going to grab those links, and I will bring them. Yeah, I think that was yours that came up. Oh, where's it at? Here's it coming. Here's it is. Yeah, that was on the right one. So I better mute up because it's going to pop back up. I'm grabbing these and going to take them and deposit them over on our post. Okay. So, back to you.
Great.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, Vincent. No, Jer, I just wanted you to repeat what you were saying about human is Hu, and Hu means divine. Is that right?
Yeah, that's where the root is from. It's from the word divine, yeah.
Right. I got to tell you guys, too. What's that?
I just said we are divine beings, but if you don't know the divine part of yourself, then you're not really on target with that.
I love your laugh, Jerry. Well, it's kind of interesting because, let's see here. I heard this actually when I was at back in 2000 at a Abraham Hicks seminar, and there was a linguistic expert, and he spoke many languages and old languages like Latin, Aramaic, et cetera, and he got up there and he said that the Greek derivative of the word desire, which is amazing to me, the word was like de, which means of, and sire, which can mean the king. We would interpret it as the king or the father, but the father not being your human father, the father being the father above. So the word, he was saying that the word desire means of the Father, meaning the Father, the Divine Father. So that your desire...
Well, yes. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
No, well, there's another word that you could use. It's longing. We have a longing for something here, and we don't know what we're longing for, you see.
Right.
But really what we're longing for is the experience of fulfillment. And the experience of fulfillment exists within ourselves, but we don't know how to get in touch with that.
Yes.
And so we need some assistance with that, so we can satisfy our longing.
Right.
And we have an infinite amount of longing, but we have also, there's more than an infinite amount of fulfillment that can be connected to that longing. And when we connect the longing to the fulfillment which is within us, then we got something going here.
Right. Well, it's my understanding that and man, I'm the guiltiest one of them all about the longing thing, you know. Unfortunately, I get tripped up on it, and then law of attraction kicks in, and then there's more longing and more longing. My understanding from the greats is that actually what it is, you know, we keep looking outside of ourselves for that fulfillment, better stated, connection. And the only place to find that connection is within ourselves, the connection to who we truly are, or the divine self.
No, I wouldn't use the word we in this case. I would use the word I, because it's not a we thing; it's an I thing.
Oh, okay.
You cannot fulfill somebody else's longing. Okay, you have to fulfill your own longing. Somebody says this is a solitary journey. This is not a group endeavor. It can be shown up as a lot of people fulfilling their longing in the same manner, and then they're on the same page. But it can only be fulfilled from the inside, not from the outside. And for that, you need.
Yeah, I thought I was saying that. I guess I wasn't.
Saying we. I would prefer you to say I rather than we. You know, because you're talking about yourself. You only have experience of yourself. You really don't know what it's like to be in somebody else's body.
No, I know. Absolutely. That's so true.
I hear a lot of people saying, we. Well, go take a wee, and let's get it over with. You know, let's just be you now, okay? Forget about the we. It's a you thing. It's a me thing. But what I'm saying is that... What?
Go ahead.
I'm saying that longing is there for a reason, because there is something to find. And the thing that you can find is the infinite within yourself, and that cannot be described with words, because you didn't come from this world. You're visiting this world, and you're leaving. So you are really an eternal being. You always were, you are, and you will be. But there's nothing in the world that always... You're visiting this body and you're visiting this dimension.
Right.
But there is someone who can show you, and that's the word, show you what that is within you, show you who you really are, the part that's visiting and the part that's going to go. So you want to invest yourself in that experience, because everything else is constantly changing and there's no security in it. Understand?
Right. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely.
So you want to put money in the big bank account, and that's inside of you. And there is an opportunity now on Earth to be able to do that, because This is being made freely available to people who are longing to know who they are.
Right.
And I already gave you that website, so we can move on if you like.
Well, also, wouldn't you say that, as you're saying, sometimes you can bump into someone like yourself or some other great healer as you are, and you kind of, knock that person into who they truly are again, or better said, remind them once again of who they truly are, and have co-creation at its best. Because it sounds to me, I'm just saying, it sounds to me like that's your work.
Somebody. No. You're mixing things up here. See, I am not the person to introduce somebody to themselves. There is a person who does that, and that's their website. So if you want to find out how to do that, that's that person's website. Okay? Not my website. Yeah. But what I do, and I wouldn't call myself a great healer, really, I call myself somebody who actually can facilitate somebody else's process of healing. That's all healing is. It's a facilitation.
Yeah.
It's not like something's coming from me and that's going to turn their switch on. No. It's just that I know how to allow their body to release whatever it doesn't want anymore. Whatever getting in the way of being fulfilled. Whatever's in the way of their, healthy balance within themselves. I know how to do that. I've been trained by the world experts. But I'm not a healer. I don't call myself a healer. The body is the healer. The body does the healing. I never call myself that, okay?
No, you never do. I'm calling you that. You never do. I've never heard you say that once. Just for the record, get that all straight. Definitely. And I'm curious, so does it have to be when you help or assist these people to release this energy, does it always have to be a violent, sort of situation or an almost violent situation, or can it be just growing up with emotional abuse, like being yelled at and things like that?
Well, I don't know what you mean by silent or almost silent.
Violent.
Well, usually if people are abused, people, abused when they're circumcised. People are abused when they have a surgical birth experience, like they're imposing on all these infants now in the hospitals.
Right.
The way that's an imposition to rip somebody out of their womb. That's all these conditions are very abnormal conditions.
Right.
And we live in an abnormal time because this thing called science and profit has taken over those systems, and so we just have to take it back and make it simple. Things have gotten way too complicated. That's all.
Well, it's just so funny to say that because I was this morning in a very long conversation with many people at the hospital about treating my mother, and just so unnatural. And my sister and I are just kind of shaking our heads about quality of life. So it has gotten. It's just funny that you say that to me today because I really agree with you about put her in a place where she can no longer eat. There has to be a surgical procedure, a tube in her stomach, surgically implanted, so food just goes in there and she can't eat.
That's crazy.
Thank you. Yeah, you guys. Everybody that's listening, I know a lot of you are chiming in, and thank you because you're in the same situation, and it's sort of so after the show, I'm going to have a talk with my mother if she's capable of speaking and saying, is this what you want? And it has just become so sort of surgical and so sort of artificial. And, of course, we've got in our bodies carrying around a lot of trauma.
Well, yeah, that's very sad. It can get very sad. It's not necessary.
Yeah. Totally. I totally agree. Totally agree with you on that. My other big question, too, also, is that I just wondered if you jumping over to astrology again, which is so fascinating, is that when you say that, you can, you use such a great metaphor. It was wonderful the last time you were on the show, something about the reason that you can see these things when you do somebody's charts, it's almost like, shooting a bullet out of a gun, and you kind of know the direction that it's going to chart. So when you're looking at someone's chart, are you able to I guess you're telling us that you're able to see, like, what the lessons that we've already planned out for ourselves in this lifetime and what we want to kind of achieve or learn. Is that right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's very clear, according to the chart, if somebody's going to be a social person, if they're going to be a private person. The whole nature of their personality and their destiny is very unique. And the horoscope reveals that to us. And the timing of when that evolution will take place and how fast and what the specificity of it is also in the horoscope. So, it's an extraordinary tool, and we're entering the age of Aquarius, which is the age of knowing. See, we're leaving the age of believing, of Pisces, and moving into the age of knowing, and astrology is really the preeminent science for knowing that stuff.
I'm so glad you said that. I have two interesting questions for you, but the first one is, so we are not, some people said that in 1986 we moved into the age of Aquarius, but so you're saying that we are not, there's another date coming that we're going to move into the age of Aquarius, and I don't know, that's why I'm asking.
It's so arbitrary in a way, but you can't pick a date, because, Aquarius has to do with knowledge, knowing, right? So we're leaving an age, the age of Pisces, which is the age of believing, and we've had all these, quote, religions for the last 2,000 years, and there was always religion, but in the last 2,000 years, a particularly strong religion that's pretty much blanketed the world. And the word religion means to reconnect. That's the literal translation of religion. It means to reconnect. But see, in the age of believing, you really can't reconnect to something by believing it. You can only reconnect to something that you know. Because if you reconnect to believing, it's like, I don't think it does. It's not enough. Really. Believing isn't enough. And people will condemn me for saying that, but those people who hung out with that, the person who was born at the beginning of this age, he wasn't just telling people to believe. He was saying no. And he could show you that. That person could, if you went to him and say, he would say, ask, and you can receive it. But you had to go to him to ask for it. You couldn't go to a book. I mean, there were plenty of books at that time, but the book wouldn't give you the experience that he would give you.
And who are you referring to?
I'm talking about Jesus Christ.
I thought so, yeah.
It says right there, ask, and I'll give it to you. Basically, that's what he was saying.
Right.
You had to go to him and ask. I mean, people probably will very much be vehemently opposed to what I'm saying, but that's my understanding of it. We all have our different understandings.
Oh, of course. So then my other burning question is, what would you say as an astrologer about these parents who it just is popping up in my universe for a variety of different reasons. Who knows? What do you feel about, and we kind of touched on it already in today's show, about forced birth, meaning a couple of years ago, dear friends of mine, a couple, but they were going to induce labor if the baby was not born before, I think it was December 28th, because they wanted the tax write-off for that year. And for some reason, I'm sorry, you guys, about my judgment, I cringed. Just talk to another person. Well, my due date is September whatever, and if it's not born then I'm going into the hospital and having a C-section. And so there's a lot of, I understand a medical reason, the mother cannot deliver, the baby is quite ill and a preemie or just needs to be delivered immediately. A dear friend of mine, her baby is fine and healthy and doing well, but, the placenta was not formed properly. There was some problems with that, so an early delivery. So I understand those things, but I'm curious, Jerry, what you would say about these kind of forced births, I'm just uncomfortable, so cut this baby out, or I need the tax write-off for this year.
I was induced myself.
I'm sorry?
I was induced. My birth was induced, okay?
Uh-huh.
So I was basically forced out, right?
Right.
It was a Saturday night. The doctor wanted to, go home and go to bed or whatever, and didn't want to stay up all night. And so they gave my mother oil, and she drank it, and it induced the labor. So that's
Cynthia.
Yeah, babe.
Yeah, I think your pregnancy was a bit induced as well. That roofie and the alcohol that night really helped me along with you. So, and hence our future nuptials coming up.
I am laughing and I have no idea what you're talking about. Are you telling me now that you gave birth to me too?
No. You're pregnant. You told me you was pregnant, and that's why we're getting married. I said, damn, I wish I wouldn't have used those roofies.
I thought you were going to chime in. Okay,
I thought you said we had to get married.
Well, we do. It is going to be a shotgun web wedding, definitely. Because I've got a cyber pregnancy.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to make an announcement.
Well, you're going to have to make an announcement because I'm going to give birth to a bouncing baby double D battery. I'm so proud.
My competition.
You're serious,
Bob, I hate you, Bob. We could be friends, though. I mean, Bob and I.
Can't we all get along, you guys?
Okay.
The birds of Rodney King, can't we all get along? That's all I have to say.
Okay, I'm handing it back to you and Jerry.
Okay, crazy Vinny. That's why we love him. We love him for that. So I'm so sorry, Jerry. So you were evicted from your womb, is basically what you're telling us.
But why are we talking about all this stuff anyway?
Well, I'm curious because there are a lot of philosophies, and I'm watching the time, and I want to give you an opportunity to provide all of your information and whatnot. But I've been studying, and there's a lot of different philosophies. And what's interesting to me about astrology is the mathematics of it, and the pinpoint of time, and how each moment is a different sort of energy surge with all the planets and whatnot. So that being said, I also just want to look at the different philosophies of that we choose the exact moment that we want to come through out of the vagina.
Once again, that's a belief. There's no way of proving anything like that, so it's kind of silly to talk about it.
Okay.
Then that's the raspberry.
Do you want to, Jerry, while we have the time, because that music comes jumping in quickly, I just wanted you to be able to provide, if the listeners want to contact you and work with you and all that stuff, your contact information?
My email address is breathing101@gmail.com.
Fantastic.
And again, on Facebook, Words of Peace Global, and on the web at wordsofpeaceglobal.org.
Thank you. Thank you, Vincent. Oh, I think that was a kiss. Not quite sure, but it sounded like a cyber kiss. We're having a lot of fun with this whole cyber wedding, romance, pregnancy, all of the above thing. Don't know if it's in my charts or not, but there it is. So I just wanted to ask you another question, Jerry, about when people come to work with you, especially about releasing this trauma, is it a scary thing? Is it a scary experience, or is it a relieving experience, in case people do want to come to you?
Well, I'm not scary, quite honestly. The thing is, if people if their boundaries have been compromised in some way, and it can happen, it happens to all of us one way or another, sooner or later. What happens is we are, after a while, a lot of my clients have been severely compromised as children, either from beatings or anger or alcoholic parents or parents splitting up early on, so they lose a parent very early on. And so there's, I have a client that she obviously has a broken heart because the father left when she was 2. And every little girl loves her daddy. So she's had a difficult time being open to, has a hard time trusting men because she still has a broken heart. And that broken heart is sooner or later, if we open up ourselves to somebody, the more we open up, the more what's in there starts to come out. So if we have a pain in there and we open up to someone's love, sooner or later that pain is going to come out, and we're going to push that person away as hard as we can, because that's the program. They left. They're gone. They stopped loving them. That's the historical program in the nervous system. That's a big shock. So they had a broken heart very early on, and they keep reenacting that experience of getting a broken heart. So they stop opening up to partnership. They stop being vulnerable. They don't let themselves receive from others, because intimacy has to do with being open and feeling safe and receiving. So many of us have been abandoned at one point by this person or that person that we were close to, or they died. So the process in a therapeutic setting, what I'm doing is we're setting up a situation of safety, that I'm there for the person. I'm not going to abandon them. And then just by sitting with them and having them sit comfortably and talking with them, I know how to bring their awareness into situations in the past. So the situations actually, the body remembers those situations completely. So I know how to let their body go back to these events where they're actually back in that event and fully present in that event. And in that event, if there is a shock of some kind, I know how to make it safe enough to allow that contraction, that bracing against the thread or the wound, to release from the nervous system. And it comes out as shaking and trembling and convulsing and heat and cold. It's not the language of the mind, it's the language of sensation. They'll have trembly feelings or heavy feelings in their chest, or sharp pains or aches, or just things heating up. The hands will heat up, the legs will heat up, or they'll get freezing cold, and then it'll get hot and then cold. So this is the language of sensation. So the body understands the language of sensation. It doesn't understand the language of thought. Hold on.
Ben, what's that?
That's me. Somebody Skyping me from England. That's okay. They just want to thank me for sending them a file that we did the other day. So when you work with somebody, I've worked with people all over the world on Skype. But when you work with somebody, it's just about them understanding that the body will go back into those traumatic events. They're going to experience them in the present, and the body is going to discharge that bound-up, undischarged escape response from the nervous system. So for me, it's just about being that herd animal, protecting the fallen prey, and allowing that being to convulse and shake and discharge the undischarged escape response and complete that. It's like the engine is revved up, but the foot is on the gas. The foot is on the brake. Both are happening at the same time. That's what trauma is, And the word pattern is, I got to get out of here, and I can't.
Right.
And that can happen when you're born. That can happen when you're in the womb. That can happen, because I just had a lady that worked with her on the phone in North Carolina, and her body went back to being in the womb. This is weird, but bear with me. When her mother was incested by her grandfather.
Wow.
And her whole life, she is, fighting this enraged, invasive husband that she's never been able to divorce from. And
oh my goodness, that's it, you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hey, Vincent, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for your support, and talk to you next week.
I believe in angels, and I believe in you. I believe in the simple things in everything you do. I believe in the heavens above, and I believe in truth. I believe in the love we have, because I believe in you.